What a first round. The 2025 NBA Draft first round just wrapped up, and let me tell you, this one was one of the wildest, most unpredictable, wait who traded what drafts we've had in years. We had Duke guys flying off the board, Rutgers turning into a basketball powerhouse, and the Brooklyn Nets doing their annual let's draft 6 guys and hope one becomes good routine. Let's break it all down, pick by pick, starting with the Mavericks at number 1. Number 1, Mavericks draft Cooper Flagg. So yeah, the Dallas Mavericks won the lottery and got Cooper Flagg. Kyrie Irving's finally going to get some help after the Luka Doncic trade. Flagg is him, the most hyped prospect since Victor Wembanyama, and maybe Zion, and maybe Anthony Edwards. Look, the NBA calls everybody the next face of the league these days, but Cooper Flagg is actually different. Elite defense, ridiculous motor, high IQ, and a jumper that's getting scarier by the month. Dallas fans, you should be happy. And at number 2, the Spurs draft Dylan Harper. The Spurs at 2 said, you know what? Let's just start collecting hoopers. First Wemby, then Castle, now Dylan Harper. Dylan's a big combo guard with a crazy craft, and he's low-key built like a linebacker that plays point guard. It's like if Jalen Brunson and Jrue Holiday had a Rutgers baby. San Antonio might be back sooner than we think, and by back, I mean competing for the 9th seed and scaring people. Philly at 3 took VJ Edgecombe out of Baylor. This dude is an athletic freak, explosive slasher, defensive menace, and has that dog in him. Perfect fit next to Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. And honestly, after the way the Sixers playoff run keep ending, I don't care who they draft. They just need guys who won't shrink in the moment. Edgecombe seems like that guy. At 4, the Hornets went with Con Knuppel from Duke, aka the sneaky bucket getter of this class. Con's one of those dudes where the scouting report always says deceptively athletic, but let's just call it what it is. The man can hoop. Knockdown shooter, high feel, great size on the wing. LaMelo Ball finally gets a floor spacer who isn't afraid to take the big shot. At number 5, the Jazz draft Ace Bailey. And this is where the draft really started getting spicy. Ace is one of the most electric players in this class. Long, athletic, can handle, can shoot, can defend. He's like if Paul George drank 3 Red Bulls before every game. Utah fans, y'all should be excited. This could be your new franchise guy. At 6, the Wizards took Trey Johnson out of Texas. Another big scoring guard. Wizards fans, congratulations. You are officially building the all get buckets but don't defend backcourt. But hey, Trey can hoop, smooth jumper, NBA ready offense game, and if he figures out how to guard someone, Washington might finally escape NBA purgatory. At 7, the Pelicans drafted Jeremy Fears from Oklahoma. Underrated playmaker, crafty finisher, and low-key fearless when it comes to big moments. New Orleans adding more guard depth behind CJ McCollum, which probably means CJ is about to get traded in 3, 2, 1. Brooklyn at 8 went international with Igor Demim from BYU. This dude's a 6'9" point forward with vision and size. The Nets love these kinds of swings for the fence's prospects. Let's see if it works out. Toronto at 9 took Colin Murray Boyles from South Carolina. And look, this dude is a dog. Physical, versatile, plays like he's trying to break the rim every possession. If Raptors fans love Pascal Siakam energy, Colin might be your new favorite player. And at number 10, the Rockets draft Kamen Malucha. So Houston's draft Kamen Malucha, 7'2", mobile shot-blocking monster from Duke, and then flips him to Phoenix. The Suns finally get some young legs, a backup big who might actually defend the paint. And at number 11, the Trailblazers drafted Cedric Coward, but he's headed to Memphis. The Grizzlies love athletic wings who can defend and run the floor, and Coward fits the mold. He's got that I'll dunk on you and flex about it energy. Chicago at 12 took Noah Esingwa, another international sleeper from Ratio Farm Ulm. Big, strong, plays like he's been bench pressing cars. Bulls fans, I don't know if he fixes your Lonzo Ball sadness, but he'll set a mean screen at least. And at 13, Atlanta took Derek Queen, but he's headed to New Orleans too. Undersized center, elite footwork, great touch. Pelicans loading up a young talent like it's 2K My League rebuild mode. Spurs again at 14 grabbed Carter Bryant from Arizona. Big, long, and smooth wing scorer. San Antonio stacking up on length, skill, and vibes. OKC at 15 took Thomas Sorber, a big body out of Georgetown. Thunder fans, congrats. You now officially have a real center. And at 16, Memphis took Yang Hansen from China, but he's heading to Portland. 7-footer with touch and mobility. Portland loading up on size. Finally, Minnesota at 17 drafted Johan Beringer out of Slovenia. Stretch big with some sneaky ball handling. The Timberwolves clearly loved the Luka Doncic European big blueprint and said, yeah, let's try that too. And the Wizards draft Walter Clayton Jr. at number 18 and trade him to the Jazz. Walton Clayton Jr. is a pure bucket from Florida. Jazz getting a flamethrower shooter. Imagine him and Ace Bailey running transition. It's about to be fast and reckless basketball in Salt Lake City. At number 19, Brooklyn again, this time Nolan Traore out of France. Another guard with size and scoring ability. The Nets clearly trying to assemble the entire FIBA World Cup roster at this point. Miami at 20 took Kasparas Jakučionis from Illinois. Crafty playmaker, great feel for the game. Heat fans, don't worry. Spo will have this dude looking like a prime Goran Dragic in no time. And at 21, the Jazz draft Will Riley and trade him to the Wizards. 6'6" wing with upside. Wizards now have like 12 guards on the roster. Somebody's getting traded. And at 22, the Hawks draft Drake Powell and trade him to the Nets. Drake Powell, great defender from UNC, ends up in Brooklyn. If nothing else, at least somebody in Brooklyn is going to play defense next season. At 23, the Pelicans draft Asa Newell and trade him to the Hawks. Asa Newell, crazy athletic forward from Georgia. The Hawks finally get a lob target for Trae Young again. And at 24, the Thunder draft Nicky Clifford and trade him to the Kings. Nicky Clifford is a 6'6" wing from Colorado State. The Kings love their 3-and-D wings. This one fits the mold. At 25, the Magic took Jace Richardson, son of former NBA dunk contest legend Jason Richardson. Orlando loves their tall guards, and Jace fits right in with the Franz Wagner Fultz Suggs club. At 26, Brooklyn again pick up Ben Serif from Ratio Farm Ulm. Scoring wing with a deep bag. Nets fans, hope you like YouTube highlight mixes because he's about to be a draft Twitter darling. And at 27, the Nets again. They take Danny Wolf from Michigan, a 6'10" stretch big who can pass. The Nets war room was just hitting random buttons at this point. Boston finally on the board at 28, taking Hugo Gonzalez out of Real Madrid. Explosive, high upside wing. Classic Celtics draft someone who won't play for 2 years then turns into a rotation piece pick. At 29, the Suns draft Liam McNeely and trade him to the Hornets. Liam McNeely is a high IQ wing from UConn. Con Knuppel and Liam McNeely on the wing together. Charlotte really said, let's outshoot everybody. And with the final pick of the first round draft, the Clippers took Yannick Conan Niederhauser from Penn State. Big man with mobility and rim protection upside. Clippers adding front court depth just in case Kawhi misses another 30 games next year. And that's the 2025 NBA draft first round. Some teams hit home runs, some teams took projects, and the Nets, well, they drafted half the board. Who do you think won the draft? Who's going to be a bust? Who's going to surprise everybody? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.